Lorwyn Eclipsed is exploding to $423.76 for a single collector booster box and an in-universe set. Here's what you need to know right now. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'm the Nerdy Attorney. We got a banger for you today talking about Lorwyn Eclipsed, one of the most anticipated sets of the year, and it's only January, but it's in universe, it's got OG Magic artists, and there's no crossover IP that we have to worry about. Something to be genuinely excited for here. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button, do everything you can to let the algorithm know that you like this channel and you want to see more. And if you like any of the cards or the boxes you see here talked about today, make sure you check out Mana Pool before buying, because these prices are not directly linked to TCG. Right here, right now, we got boxes at $398, 2 available, $398, 1 available, $404, 3 available, $404, 12 available. This is far lower than what you can find on TCG right now, sold in the past couple days. So a great place to check if you want to get prices that are not directly linked to TCG. Right now, it looks like you get yourself a bit of a deal buying on here. Make sure you use the affiliate link below to help out the channel. I do get a small commission, and I really do appreciate it. Now let's talk about Lorwyn Eclipsed. As you can see here, we're at $423 with many listings. Look at this, 2,700 sold already. It's not even fully out yet. People are happily paying over $400 here. Look at this, 408, 423. It keeps oscillating back and forth between this high of around 425 before tax and shipping to a low of around 403. People are clearly excited about this product. And I can see why. There's a lot of great things to like about Lorwyn, but I want to note, you can see the prices going down from the price hype here. We had initial sales at $588. What were people thinking? This is in October. This is after the Spider-Man crash. We know better. We know not every set is Final Fantasy, but you can see here the extreme retraction in that speculation from who knows, maybe stores, maybe scalpers. We can only speculate ourselves as to who were making these purchases. But look, there wasn't a small amount. We go from 20, 20, 20, somewhere in there, 25, 28, 24 items sold. You watch that track down to now at $369. People thought, wow, this is a good price. 160 items sold, 192 items sold, 239, 359 at 369 here. Lots of numbers being thrown at you. I hope the visual aid helps to parse through what I'm saying. And then it peaks back up at 420 with 1,000 items sold after spoiler season completed and as the hype continues to grow. Plenty of listings here, but like I said, these are all more expensive than what's over on Mana Pool if you want to get it for a discount, because my point of this video today is do not fall prey to the same thing that happened with Dragonstorm Tarkir. I believe we're right about here in the price history. Now, this is before Final Fantasy. This is before we had a shift up in what people believe any collector booster box can do, let alone in-universe sets. I think most will agree with me. Tarkir was an amazing set. I loved it. I went in hard to this set. It peaked out at $387 and then dropped all the way down to $315. That's a giant reduction in price. I think we are right here on this cliff, or maybe even right here at 420. However, I do suspect we might see a little bit of excitement after people's local game stores dry up on their limited supply from their various suppliers and from Wizards of the Coast, and you might see a bit of a price hike as people begin to open this. They see the power in the set, they see the art, but realistically, I think we're somewhere in here and there's a drop to come. If you can bear to wait, do not fall prey to the Dragonstorm Tarkir paradigm. Don't fall prey to the obscene pricing that occurs during pre-release season. As you can see here, that excitement did go back up after people saw the power and the fact that this does have a serialized card. Now, we've talked about this before. Serialized cards have varying effects on sets. It doesn't guarantee that we're gonna have some giant price action just because there happens to be a serialized card in this particular set. Now, is it gorgeous? Yes. Is it the same thing as Bitter Blossom on a creature for 2 black? Yes. Do I want this? Absolutely. Do I think this headliner card being serialized is going to change the fact that people are going to want to buy and hold on to these boxes? Maybe. We have seen some excitement around serialized cards. A lot of influencers and YouTubers buy them. There is things like that at play with the market, but I don't think that it's a real selling point. What we have to look at here is the regular showcase cards, the cards you have a much more likely chance of pulling, though still pretty extremely low. These can come in fracture foil and regular, and we've seen in previous sets, even fracture foils, if you go back to something like Aether Drift, they don't really hold their value just because they're fracture foils. Power and playability still are a factor here. So when looking at some of these cards, you know, there's been a lot of excitement around certain ones like Collective Inferno and Winnowing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that these are going to maintain their value here. I mean, look at this. Bloodline Binding at an 8 drop. I doubt it has Convoke. I still don't think this is going to be one to hold value for a long time. Artistically, I do like some of the watercolors here. I think it looks gorgeous. I would really like this bloom tender in a fracture foil. That would be incredible. It goes in my dragon deck. It goes in my Chatterfang deck. Here are the surge foils themselves for you to get a feel of how they look. And honestly, they look great in person. I did buy the cursed wrappings from Aether Drift just because I like that card. I liked it in fracture foil, and it's hovering around 40-50 bucks right now. Nothing really has happened excitement wise in terms of its price. Then we have here some promo cards. So these, I think, are the cards that will help justify the high value sets. And to be honest, I don't know how long they're going to maintain the excitement of the collection. Now, let's take a look at the singles in this set to see how they look and if we think this will be able to carry the day in terms of its valuation. Winnowing, we have here in the fracture foil, already only $237. If you recall, back when we were collecting Dragonstorm Tarkir, the Halo foil cards were at $400, $500 during release week, and this is right now the most expensive fracture foil listed, albeit they're still being open. We'll have to touch base again to see how this goes after availability increases, but so far, not many listed. However, with this one right here only being $237, still being unsold, if we look here, there has been a little bit of support for a price point around $250 for this card. I don't know. I don't think that's enough to justify this higher price at $420, despite how much people are going to like this set, despite how beautiful the art is. I mean, look at that. That could be on an old Magic card. It's just gorgeous here. I mean, there's so much to like about this set. A lot of merfolk, Magic history. Everywhere you look, it just feels right, it looks right, and the power is there for gameplay implications. But again, I really don't think there is enough firepower in here in terms of single financial values, unless we see something crazy happen on release. We see all of these going for over $250, even the cheapest versions, some peaking out at $450 and $500 and selling at that price. The lottery ticket of the serialized card is not enough, in my opinion, to maintain this much higher price valuation. And I think we have to be careful when jumping in this early for these cards. So if you have a local game store that sells at MSRP, that's a great way to try and approach this set. I know it's a very lucky position to be in. However, MSRP does fit for a set like this. Beyond that, I really do like the Shocklands. How many times though have we seen Shocklands come through and take a set to the next level in the upper stratosphere? Now, these Shocklands have a foil version and a non-foil version. They're double-sided and do look, frankly, amazing. I love the idea of having two different versions of the same scene as you have the eclipse taking place in Lorwyn. Very flavorful, very cool, and honestly, some of my favorite Shocklands. I love that we get two pieces of art per card, but there's no dragon scale foil like in Tarkir with our fetch lands, and these don't have a special galaxy foil treatment. We just have the foil version of them. A little bit harder to tell when looking at a card that it's that special, and I don't think these prices are going to go insane enough to help also support the price of those packs. So ultimately, what am I saying about Lorwyn Eclipsed? Well, I wouldn't give financial advice, but I would say that you're probably better off waiting a week or two or three before picking up one of these collector booster boxes, unless you really love the set, you really believe in its future, and really you want to play with the cards and utilize the cards as they come out and enjoy that excitement of these new mechanics coming in to Magic the Gathering. I get that, I appreciate that, and for me personally, I'm going to enjoy opening them early on, but I did lock in MSRP prices months ago. However, I do think this is a great set. I just don't want people to get wrapped up in the same Dragonstorm Tarkir hype where we thought it was going to maintain super high values and maybe even hit that rarefied $700, $800, $900 price points that we were seeing with Final Fantasy, and that might eventually become the $1,000 boxes to $2,000 boxes, or that might become like the Lord of the Rings boxes going well above $1,000 to $2,000. That's just not going to happen. I mean, we are months and months, we're almost a year out from the release of Tarkir here, and a lot has happened since, and it's just stabilized at 320. And guess what? This does have a serialized card, the Mox Jasper. So don't let people trick you that the serialized card is going to change the way these things are priced in the future. 327 for a potentially, how much is Mox Jasper now? I think, what is it? It was sitting at 1,000 Mox Jasper serialized. We're looking at $1,300 from the Mox Jasper listed here. Very, very hard to pull. Now, I give them credit. I love that this isn't a retro. It's just super, super cool. I wish that treatment was available in non-serialized. And we do see some people paying for it between November and December at around $1,500 to $1,300. There is some price proof that this will go for that amount of money. But again, there's only 500 of them. It's been a while, not that many have been opened. And again, the box is still at $327. So that means people are willing to say that even at $327, where we saw these boxes at $360 getting snapped off TCG here at high volumes. Look at that, at $360, just major purchases happening here. Even at $400, major purchases happening here. We don't know what the serialized card is gonna go for. There are no listings right now for the headliner card in this set. So all I'm saying, use caution, but have fun. It's a great set, beautiful art. It's what we need, and it does hit different than some of the other sets. Despite how much I enjoyed opening Spider-Man as a Spider-Man fan, despite how much I enjoyed opening Avatar as an Avatar fan, it's nice to be able to say, this is a great Magic set, without having to say, but. You know what I mean? But I wish it was a traditional IP. But I wish it didn't feel lazy. But I wish it wasn't rushed and turned into a larger set when it should have been a limited set. But, all of that is avoided with the set. I can just say, full stop, Lorwyn Eclipsed is a great Magic set. Period. Well, thanks for watching. If you like this, make sure you check out my box openings that I have on the channel. I'll be opening up Lorwyn Eclipsed real soon and can't wait to post about that. And see you in the comments. Until next time, I'm the Nerdy Attorney. Be excellent to each other, and I'll see you next time. Court is adjourned.